Hello, welcome to Life Quotes, channel where you find quotes from interesting people. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. The time is always right to do what is right. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle, the tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual doom. Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one must take it because it is right. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for that which is right. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for justice. A man dies when he refuses to take a stand for that which is true. Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. And so we must straighten our backs and work for our freedom. A man can't ride you unless your back is bent. Means we use must be as pure as the ends we seek. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. The quality, not the longevity of one's life is what is important. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. Whatever your life's work is, do it well. A man should do his job so well that the living, the dead, and the unborn could do it no better. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. That old law about an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. The time is always right to do the right thing. Man must evolve for all human conflict, a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. We must build dikes of courage to hold back the flood of fear. Rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There is an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. Nothing pains some people more than having to think. The art of acceptance is the art of making someone who has just done you a small favor wish that he might have done you a greater one.
Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools.